Hi YouTubers. I did this about 20 years ago. It's a rough copy. I don't know if it's Marcel Deef. I can't remember. It was an abstract sort of or impressionist painting. I've never put it up for sale. I think I got the bowl a bit too low down. There's just too much at the top. We can see just a couple of inches. If I'd gone up a bit 2 inches higher, I could always put another couple of flowers at the top just to balance it. But nobody really has ever shown a great interest in it, probably for that reason. But it's an oil painting, and I did four of these, not like this, the same picture, but four flower paintings. I'm not a flower painter, and I'm not a portrait painter either. I'm a landscape man, as you know. But I enjoyed doing it. I haven't got a clue what the flower. Well, I know what the poppies are, but I don't know the rest of them. So I'll put that beside me out of the way. Just show you that. I've got a small piece of. Let's just come down a bit. Of Winsor and Newton rough. Well, not. It's cold pressed. Let's just see if I can just get a bit larger. Probably just a little bit too small for that. I don't want to be too close to the microphone. Right, that'll do. For those of you that watch BBC documentaries or Countryfile, I find it unmissable because of the wonderful landscapes and the filming of it and the coastal scenes. The size of this is, I'll tell you, is 11 3/4, or 30 centimetres by 21, 30 by 21 centimetres. So it's quite a small piece, but I've got the paper, I might as well use it. I've wet it all over. It's Winsor & Newton paper, so I'm not overly familiar with Winsor & Newton. I love the paints, but I tend to use the cheaper papers like the Fabriano. But I saw a lovely sunrise this morning, well, a bit after the sunrise, about 6:30. And I saw a similar one on Saturday, and I painted both from memory. Not exact. Here's my paints. I've got the cadmium yellow, and rather than the cadmium yellow light or the lemon yellow that I used to use. Okay, we'll put a bit of that sunset in. I'm using a bit of alizarin, but probably the yellow is just a touch too dark. So let's just. But on Countryfile, they're showing sort of beaches, Norfolky type beach or Essex beaches, flat, lovely. I love flat landscape. All right, let's put a bit of. I'll clean that off the palette. Got a bit of blue, a bit of light red, and just stroking the darker clouds that were, as I said, they were clearing. They weren't really clearing. It's overcast now. We're probably going to get some rain. Okay. Okay. Turn the bit of paper, got a lump of woodruff toweling here that I keep to my right, and I can just wipe my brushes against it just to take out the excess. I'm going to reclip that. I love wet painting. I always have. I love the things you can do with it, and you can always dry it. Now I'm quite happy with that sky. So I'm going to mute the sound now. Okay, that's dry. Just get another final week stretch. Okay, that'll do. Now I want to put in a bit of distance to see if I can replicate. See, that hasn't gone really as orange as I would have liked. I'll just take the brightness down a bit. That's about right. So we'll imagine we're looking at a Norfolk estuary, North Norfolk, around Lancaster. I'm making this up, but I wanted to get some the distant trees, and we'll just come across here. I'll use a smaller hake. Touch of that red, same colour we've got in the sky. Try to keep my horizon horizontal. You can draw this with a ruler or something just to keep it nice and level. I love using hakes. So ever since I discovered it with Ron Ransom about 35 years ago, I've tried sables. They don't really suit my impressionist way of painting. Let's just go off into the yonder. Let's get a bit of warm in there. I keep my paints nice and moist in a stay wet palette when I'm not using them, and they stay lovely and wet. Totally unrealistic. Well, colours anyway. Just chopping the darker blue. A good mix is blue or ultramarine and Payne's grey, but I'm just using a touch of red with this. Okay. Now I want to show a bit of landscape underneath that. So we'll have a little bit of bluey green. Just a sort of touch. I don't want to come down or go too close to that line because it would just bleed into it. We'll have a bit of umber now, a bit of burnt umber. I don't use it very much, so it doesn't ever get wet with water, moisten. Touch of sienna. And I can put some shadows. These sort of the mud flats. We'll add a bit of a darker, a bit of Payne's grey. So there we are. We'll put a bit of greenery in. Try a bit of sienna in there. It's one of the little simple painting here. Right, we'll have a bit of dark in there. Right, let's just get that bit darker in there. I'm going to dry that off because I want to carry on and put some dry brush in that water there. So right, okay, that's that dry, and I need well just a bit of that blue and red. Let's see if we can get just a little bit of dry brush here. Probably gone a bit heavy there. Just taking it out, I went a bit heavy. All right, let's just get some harder. Just trying to get the brush together. That's better. Well, I can probably put a couple of little bits of bush up there along here, just a bit of detail. So a bit of burnt sienna, bit of yellow, bit of burnt sienna. salt marsh. Okay. Now bit of shadow, reflection, should I say, shadow. Right, I think I'll just dry that up again, and I'll see if I can just put in a couple of little boaty things. Right. Right, I'll use a larger. I bought this one last Friday. I haven't tried it yet. Just a 3/4 inch flat. So I just want to get some masts in there. So dark, so I did the paint grey. Right, bit of gouache now. I think. Oops. I've ruined my older acrylic type flats, which I use for doing the watercolours. Let's just. Oops. Okay, I've got sort of reinstated those waves. Let's clean my brush. So if you're not going to use it again, just squeeze the water out and shape it, and then put it back in the pot. Okay, got a bit of a blob there. I might can't do much about that. Well, we can add a little bit more detail, bit of white gouache, just I just want to do a bit in that foreground. It's a bit ropey. I'll use this Frank Clark's small hake, I think. It's a little bit, just a bit of grassy stuff there. That'll do. I'll put it in a mount. If I can take the trays are full off my table. It's balanced precariously on a few brushes and tubes of paint, etc. Whoops. Right, I'm going to brighten up a little bit. Just a little bit. That's it. The light's changing quite rapidly in my studio here. Oh, I quite like that. Let's just find the clips, just to hold it on. I'll sign it. I think it's worth a signature. Oh, what am I doing? That's where we want it. There. Well, this will probably be better there. Got it. Okay, let's put a signature on it. I think that's quite reasonable. I might just try and take that little bit out there, but I don't suppose. Oh, that's all right. Okay, well, there's a little sort of North Norfolk type of painting. I've cheated a bit with the gouache. I mucked that up, as you know. Oh, there we are. I'll just raise that up a little bit. Right, there still needs to be a bit of white balance. That doesn't make much difference there. Again, take the gain out. Right, I think that's about it. I hope you like that one. I'll go back in and I'll zoom in a bit now. Well, I'll just go a bit closer and you can have a better look at it. Right, let's go down a bit more. There you are. That gives you an idea of what it's all about. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye.